Welcome back. All right, in this video, I'm actually teaching you an additional skill, which is sort of an important one to teach you, and it's about compacting and repairing your database. When you're creating and entering data, what happens is there's like little pockets of space that are added to your database that are not needed. And so it's useful to be able to compact it so that before you upload, it'll be a little quicker to upload. And it's actually very easy to do. You just go over to Database Tools, okay, and you pick Compact and Repair Database, okay, and it's done in like a flash of a second. You don't even realize it's done, okay. But basically what it's done is it's compacted your database so that it'll take up less space. And if I had shown you the database size before versus the database size after, you could see a difference. Now in our case, we literally have like 3 objects in our database, so it's not very big, which is why it only took like 2 seconds to do. One of the things I recommend if you have a bigger database is to make a backup of the database. So you go to File, Save As, and do a backup of the database prior to actually doing that compact and repair. Because that way, if something happens in the middle of your compact and repair, you lose power or whatever, you won't have any damage done to your database. Okay. Now, I did mention in a previous video that one of the other uses for compact and repair is if you, let's say you were creating a new table. This is a common thing that occurs. Remember I said to you that when you're creating a table, that I think Table Design View is the best way to create a table, and I still stick to that. But unfortunately, your homework wants you to create a table in Datasheet View. So watch what happens. Sometimes when you click, you're creating a table in Datasheet View, and I'm not going to just like reteach this to you, but what you do is you accidentally click down here and maybe you start typing, right? So as soon as you start typing, this auto number has been assigned, right? So I say, oh darn, I didn't mean to do that. I click off. What do? I hit escape maybe, or I delete the record, right? So, but I know that once I've done that, my auto number is now off. See how now it's at a 2, right? So I'm going to hit escape, and any future records that I now add to this are going to have the wrong ID, okay? And that's a problem for Access, at least for your homework assignment, because Grader is going to be looking for certain things to have certain record numbers. In the real world, it doesn't really matter, but for Grader, it can. So I'm going to save this table. Rather than, obviously, I could just start over, and that would solve the problem too. I'm just going to call it test table just to prove this out, okay? So keep in mind now, if I were to add a record, right, let's see if I add Mickey, see now he's at ID number 3, right, instead of 1. So I'm going to close out of this table. I have no records added to the table. I go to Database Tools, I hit Compact and Repair. Okay, so now when I reopen my test table, if I add Mickey in, you'll notice how it's reset to 1. So hopefully you watch this video, because if you do this, you'll know that it's going to really mess you up if your ID numbers are off. So the best thing to do is, rather than recreating the whole table, is to just remove the data, compact and repair, and then you'll be set back to where you were. So hopefully you find this helpful. Let me know if you have any questions, because I know Access is a completely different animal than any other tools that we've learned, so it can be quite confusing. I may put a few additional videos in here that I think would be helpful, but if I don't, if I look at the homework and I think this is sufficient, then I'll leave it at this. So hope you enjoyed it.